sure everything's going good. On our end,
All right. On my end, I have the live stream logo.
okay, you got the notification? All
Yeah.
right, okay. Nobody's in chat yet, so just waiting here. Check something real quick. Okay, we got people showing up now.
Cool.
Hello, SoCal Force Ninjas. Hello, Fabian. How's it going? If you guys can share this out, it would be appreciated. Share it out to your social media. Get some more people in here. Hello, Cupcake.
Hello, everyone.
So we're trying out the StreamYard stream app. So hopefully everything goes well. So we're starting to show. People are starting to show up now.
Cool.
Hello, Adolf. How's it going, Adolf? Robin, welcome.
Hi.
Hello, Star. Saint Eater. Hello, Pappy Two Bears. Welcome. So if you guys can share this out, people that are just coming in, if you guys can share this out, get some more people in here. We're going to be talking about the paranormal and cryptid that we've been experiencing just before everything happened about the quarantine. So we're going to be talking about that, what we were experiencing just before the quarantine. So we'll wait a little bit. Hello, Rieta. Can you guys hear me? Is the volume okay? Can you guys hear Jesus?
Hello, guys. Just let us know what it is that just.
All right. Hello, Robin. Hello, Cryptic Queen. Welcome. Again, everybody, just let's keep the chat, respectful. Be respectful of everybody. Let's keep it clean. Have a good time here. We're going to be talking about the UFO again and cryptids. So, you want to wait a little bit more, or you want to get going, Jesus? We got about 11 people in right
I'm
now.
sorry, you were breaking up a little bit.
You want to get started, or you want to wait a little bit?
Sure.
We got
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. Let's get started.
Let's get started. All right. So I'm gonna have Jesus start off. Well, he's been experiencing last week. He started experiencing something last week. He saw something. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and explain to you how, and then I'll come in as we go along. But go ahead, Jesus. Go ahead and start.
All right. So last week on my way to work, um, take the outskirts of town. I work in the city of Visalia. So on my way to work, I usually like to sky watch, make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary because typically on no particular day you will see a cluster of strange lights up in the sky, and I only have a brief moment to look at it and then I'll let Javier know, hey, take a look at these lights over in this side of town. Um, they're kind of weird. They're kind of strange. I'm about to lose them because I'm on my way to work. So I'll let him know, and by the time he'll get there, either he'll he'll catch it or not catch it. I believe he wasn't able to catch it, but it was strange because we had just finished watching the Alaska Triangle, and they were talking about some strange red lights in the sky. And I mean, it was weird that a couple of days later, after watching the show, I was able to experience those red lights up in the sky. And at first, it was just one. It was one, then two, then three, and um, and They were there for quite a bit, maybe 3 4 minutes. Right now, um, the orchards are just blooming and they're starting to get their green leaves. So I'm still able to see trees and just keep an eye on these lights while I'm driving. But
Sorry. Go ahead.
as as I was driving, one of the lights started fading out too.
Yeah, that's what
This
you're.
time I don't let Javier know. Hey, this guy, I'm letting know this. Hey, go outside, look around the area. You'll see strange lights in the sky.
You're
And
breaking
sure enough, he goes out there. I'm breaking up.
a little bit. So you were facing
Oh,
towards Dinuba, right? Again, everybody.
that is correct.
We're in the Central Valley, California. We're about 30 minutes east of Fresno, California. So we're in the what they call the Nevada Triangle, and there's a bunch of stuff happening in this whole area. Okay, so Jesus, you're facing towards Dinuba, towards you're facing the
Yes,
east, right? Towards the hills, the mountains,
yes, correct.
Sierras. Okay,
Yes, correct.
all right, go ahead.
So let me flip this screen around. Here, here I'm going this way,
So
correct?
you're going
And
east.
straight, yes, straight this way. I was coming this way, but I noticed these correct? I still keep my eye on them. I'm going now straight. I still have my eye on these lights. And once I turn this way, I'll lose sight of the light. So that's while I was still here going straight, I notified Javier so he could go out and, be my second witness to what I was witnessing. Initially, like I had previously mentioned, this red light I had noticed, then this one appeared, and soon after, this third light appeared.
Okay, so it started with one,
That is
right?
yes.
Yeah, it started with one, and then the second one, and then the third one, correct?
Correct. And as I was going to turn this way, I lost sight of this one. This one dimmed out or disappeared. But I was left with these two lights here. Again, not airplanes. I'm very airplanes um, going to that area. I know there is 8:30 flight that comes within that mountain range, but that airplane had passed in like 30 minutes or
So, so,
before or after.
so there was no strobe lights on it. It was just a constant
No,
light, right?
it was a constant. Yes, a constant red light.
Okay. So no antennas, right? Like I told you, there was no antennas out there.
No, no, no antennas because I went back the following day because I go through there and I confirmed and I checked that there weren't any sort of uh, water tower or cell phone antennas that might have been in the, I could have confused them with, but it wasn't that because these lights were a lot higher than what those antennas are at.
So do you say they were a little bit higher than the mountain range? A little higher?
They were within the mountain range, I'd say.
Then okay,
Yeah,
all right. Um, okay, so you called me that night, and you were telling me all this. So I had to get changed, and I go, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head out to that area because I couldn't see anything from the house. So
yeah,
I told you I'm gonna change. I'm gonna head out. So I headed out by myself towards where Arosi, which is east of Dinuba, and it's near the hills. That's where I used to live, and that's where I had my black triangle encounter. I headed out that way because you can see all the stars, you can see all the Sierras out there. There's no a lot of
oh,
lighting,
you're
so you can
breaking up.
see everything. Better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, but
Okay.
you were breaking up a little bit.
Okay. So I was heading to where I had my black triangle encounter, which is east of Dinuba, where you were saying these lights were. And so I get out there. I'm out there for about an hour. I don't see anything. I'm just observing the sky. Didn't see nothing. So So yeah, I took out. I was out there for about an hour. I didn't see anything. Okay, so go ahead.
So as I turned, I'm going now south. I don't have on these lights anymore. So I'm in my mind, well, what could it have? Like I'm trying to discuss the possibility that it was an airplane, a helicopter, or even a drone. I'm like, I wanna have it.
You're freezing.
What
You're freezing up.
it could be. I don't want to right away assume that it's an alien ship or whatever. So I started thinking. Uh, I was thinking they have been. I mean, I have to classify this as a foe because of the way it appeared to stay stationary in one solid color. It it didn't move. It was just strange, and I wanted to have a second opinion on it. That's why I called you right away. Hey, you know, check these lights out. I mean, they're kind of strange. They're kind of weird. So I left it at that. I back from him because I worked the graveyard shift, so I was shift. But now, as I turned south, heading south, going into the city of Visalia, it was a little cloudy that night. You could see the clouds, but as I'm
So this is the
thinking,
second night or the same night?
the same as I'm
Okay, the
going,
same night. Okay.
yeah, as I'm going south, very fast, very very fast. I noticed a blue streak of light come down fast. I just wanted to, I almost wanted to think it was like a meteor shower or a falling, but it was very this of light cut to cut
You're
through
breaking
the
up, buddy.
cloud and am I? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I don't know what's. So yeah, so guys, so he's
Am I?
going back. You're going. So he's going to work and he's noticing. I believe this is the second night, right, Jesus? This is the second
No,
night
I think it
because
was
the
the
first
same
night
night.
it was the orange. Was it the same night?
I
No, it
believe
was
it
the
was the
second
same
night
night.
because you
Yes.
called me again the next day. You called me the next day. I was watching Project Blue Book, and you called me the next day and you said, "Hey, I'm not going crazy. I you know, I'm not going crazy. I did see this stuff, and I'm looking towards the hills to make sure there weren't antennas, and there's nothing." And then you told me that you saw that
Oh,
blue.
you're right. Yes, you're right.
Okay,
That
go
was the
ahead.
second night. Yeah. So I'm going south. Like I mentioned it was cloudy, and I noticed a a beam of light coming down. I thought maybe it's a shooting star, but this beam of light actually made a disturbance in the cloud that you could almost see where that beam of light went down. Let me draw it out here. This is how it looks. This is the cloud.
So it went through the cloud.
It went through the cloud. Trying to flip the camera here. Okay, so this is the cloud,
Okay,
correct? And I
uh-huh.
noticed the beam of light come down fast, and
Okay.
then it made a disturbance in the cloud, and it resembles me a while to see, like, ask myself, did I just see what I think I saw? Because this was weird. It was a light, kind of like a baby blue light coming down from the sky.
Okay.
It was just super
Okay.
fast. And like I said, wanted to think that it was probably my eyes playing tricks on me, but it couldn't be because it made this and it
You
was
made the disturbance. So the light went through, right? You said it went through the cloud. Was there? Did you
yeah.
see like a object in front of it?
No, I mean, it was just so fast. I couldn't even believe that I was I seen after noticing the disturbance in the cloud. It was kind of hard to deny that had happened.
Well, yeah. Well, you called me that night and I go, dude, you're not gonna believe this, but this is what happened. You told me about the blue light, and I go, what? I go, all right. Well, then I ended up going outside in the backyard, and I go, okay. Well, and I had you on the phone. Well, let me see if I see anything in the sky right now. So I'm outside in the backyard looking up at the sky, and I go, dude, I don't see anything. I'm observing the sky. I don't see nothing. And all of a sudden, I see that blue, baby blue light, and it was going south, heading south. But it was like really quick, and I saw it, and I told the dude, I just saw what you saw, but I didn't see something in front of it. It was just like a blue, baby blue light, and it reminded me of the Alaskan lights, northern lights, whatever, I don't know what you call them up in Alaska. That's what kind of it reminded me of, but it was really quick. But it was baby blue, and you could see through it. It was really quick. And then
Yeah,
all of a sudden, and I told you, no, I saw it. I saw it. I see what you're talking about. I saw it. So then all of a sudden, I'm looking and I see a coming from southwest a satellite. Well, to me, it's a satellite. It looks like a satellite to me. It's just a white orb looking light. And it's not a strobe light. It's not a plane. So I'm familiar with satellites. So I'm looking at this, and it's heading towards northeast. Okay, and it's in a straight line heading northeast. So I'm telling you, I think I told you there's a satellite. I think I see a satellite.
yeah,
So then I'm keeping my eyes on the satellite, and all of a sudden, about 20 yards behind that one, there's another one. And I think I tell you, there's another satellite right behind it. So then I go, okay, I'm thinking two satellites together. I go, okay, it's a possibility. And then I'm looking at the first one, getting closer to the hills, and then that one starts to dim out. So that one dims out. The first one dims out. I'm looking at the second one, and then behind, 20 yards behind the second one, is the third one. And then I go, dude, there's another one. And I go, I think I told you, okay, dude, I'm gonna get off because I'm gonna try to
yeah,
record it.
yeah,
So I get off with you, and I'm trying to record it on my cell phone. That's all I had, and it wouldn't pick it up. It would not pick it up. And meanwhile, I'm still observing the seconds. What I'm thinking are satellites. Now there's three of them in a row. So I'm looking at the second one, and that one starts to dim out. And now, okay, so now I'm at the third one, and 20 yards behind that one is the fourth one. It's like, what? What's going on, dude? I've never seen satellites like that close together, back to back. Now this is the fourth one. Now I'm tripping out. It's like, man. So I end up calling one of my neighbors down the street, and I tell him, dude, you need to go outside right now and just look up at the sky. Just go outside the house and look up. You'll see them. So he goes out. I have him on the phone because I couldn't record it. It wouldn't pick it up. And I'm telling him, like, just look up. You'll see the satellite. They look like satellites. And he spotted it. He spotted the fourth one. And then now I can hear him say, oh, there's some more behind it. I couldn't see the next one. I saw the third one. It dimmed out. The fourth one's passing over. And then I see two of them. Two of them next to each other, 20 yards behind the fourth one. So now you got six of them, total of six now. Okay, and these two were together. Okay, they're together and they're going. I go, what is going on? Because I've never seen satellites that close together. So it ended up going like that for another 20 minutes. I saw a total of 10. A total of 10. And I go, man, what is going on? That's not, I've never seen satellites like that close together. So then I ended up thinking, I mean, they look like satellites to me. They didn't stop. They didn't make it a U-turn. They didn't make a 90-degree turn or anything like that. They all kept going at the same pace, staying evenly spaced out. Um, so I ended up going on YouTube looking for like satellites that close together or something that resembled what I saw. So I ended up coming across the SpaceX Starlink train satellites, and I think I sent that to you. This is what I saw. So I mean, I think it's the SpaceX. I think they're satellites. I don't know. I don't, but it looks like there's a video under my liked. I think it's under my liked videos. It's called the SpaceX Starlink satellite train. That's what it's called. But that's what I observed. Like I told you, I didn't see him stop. I didn't see him make a U-turn. I didn't see him like take off all like a fast other direction. I didn't. They kept the same speed, each other. So it could be the SpaceX satellites. I don't know. I don't know 100%. I don't know. But that's what happened that night. Um, so after that, I think we got together, right? We got together a couple of days later.
I think so. Yeah, to go over, what we had experienced and what we had seen.
Correct. And I think we went out to, remember, we went out to that road that you take to work
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
evening. Well, late at night. We actually went late at night. You
It
showed me
was close
where you're
to
seeing these
about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night.
about 10 o'clock. Yeah. So yeah, we were out there. And Jesus parked the car. This And he was telling me, this is where I'm looking at him. This is where I'm seeing him. And yeah, there was no orange lights out there. There was nothing. It's all dark.
The antennas were very low compared to where I seen the lights up in the sky. And
Yeah,
I went back through my dash cam footage. It were not very good to pick up uh, bright lights up in the sky. I mean, I wish I would
yeah,
have had a camera recording at the time, so it would have picked them up. I mean, at least show it to you guys and let you guys decide what you think it is. But we did go back a few days later to observe the area. I have Javier, out there confirming that what I saw wasn't um, misidentified antennas, um, the tops of water towers. And surprisingly, while we were there, um, mm, some strange light around the Orange Cove area, you would think,
yeah.
appeared very, very bright.
East
Um,
of Orange County.
at,
Yeah,
at first, we were thinking that it was probably a helicopter, but it was strange because that that light stayed stationary and it was white and it stayed stationary for about good 5 to 10 minutes
hmm
until it suddenly slowly started dimming out on its own, and then all of a sudden another one would appear next to it, but it was a little bit lighter, and it was kind of just going back and forth. One would brighten up, the other one would dim, and it wouldn't move. It was just stationary to one spot. We found that very, very interesting and
yeah,
curious because uh, we were thinking, well, what if it's a helicopter or it's a low flying airplane? But where where would it be coming from that low?
exactly. Yeah, and I know people say around here that you can see the headlights of the cars going through the mountains, but this light was very bright, like LED, but bright, like big time. And you're seeing it. We're about an hour away from, a little bit over an hour away from the foothill, from the mountains, the Sierras. And you can see this light. It's not. You can see houses up there, like I was telling you. You can see houses. And you can barely see the lights on the houses, but this was like big time bright, big time.
It was almost like a helicopter spotlight, more or less,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
beaming straight at us.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
That's the only thing I could
I don't
really
think I don't
describe.
believe it's a car or a vehicle
I don't, no, I don't think
because
so.
it didn't move. It wasn't moving.
No.
It was staying stationary, and then after a while, it started losing power, like it dimmed out slowly. And then
Yeah.
we saw it come up like very little bit, and then it would dim out again, and very little bit dim out again, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's stuff going on in the sky, um, especially right now. Last night I was out sky watching again. No, not last night. The night before, and I counted at least six satellites again. The first one was coming from the northwest. I was watching it, got to the above us, and all of a sudden a blue streak and it shot up. Okay, I don't know. It looked like a satellite, but when it got right above us, you can see the blue streak and it shot up farther out. It zoomed out. Now I don't
Yeah,
know
but
what that is.
I find that blue streak to be very interesting. Can possibly be because I mean I don't want to say that it's weapon, but I don't want to say that it isn't.
Yeah,
It's very strange. I mean, it quit very quick,
yeah,
and I mean, you could say, did I just see that, or is it just my eyes playing tricks on me? Because I mean, when you're sky watching, you're looking at everything and hoping to see something, and you don't want it to be your eyes playing tricks.
yeah, exactly.
Most times here in Rome, have him, confirm that what I am seeing isn't like my mind playing tricks on me.
Yeah, and then so then you get the first one right. I saw that, like, okay, maybe I'm seeing things, but now I've seen a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm telling you, there's stuff going on. I'm not saying it's alien. It might be new technology that we have. I don't know,
Of
but
course,
some stuff is different from what we have been observing in the past. And that night, after that, I saw satellites. Well, I'm saying they're satellites because they look like satellites, but there was at least six of them. That one, like I told you, it shot a baby blue light and it took off. And then we had another one coming from another direction. It got right above us and it disappeared. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, if it's disappearing right above us, I don't know if it's a satellite because we saw another satellite and it was coming from the north going southeast, and that one stayed illuminated all throughout the whole path. So it's not like it's not reflecting the sun because that one was if it's the sun that's making it illuminate. Okay, well then yeah, that's the way a satellite should act. But this other one, it disappeared right above us, and then the other one had shot a blue light. So I don't know. It's just there's stuff going on. I mean, if you guys are able to skywatch at your locations, at your residence, do some sky watching. You're gonna see some stuff. There's stuff going on right now.
of course, stuff that it's kind of difficult to explain. Like I said, like the blue stream of light. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. I thought I was just observing things, but when I noticed that there was a disturbance in the cloud, then it kind of led me to believe, you know what, maybe I did witness it because that disturbance there initially wasn't there. It happened after the blue streak of light passed through it.
Yeah. So here, Adolf makes a comment here. They've been seeing similar light, blue crystal light, traveling fast in Australia, very high in our atmosphere. It was a very long single light. I also heard about others traveling together in a line. So there you go. So there's stuff going on. Yeah, there's stuff going on right now. I would suggest you guys skywatch if you have the ability. Skywatch at your residence if you have, if you can see the stars in the sky. Do it. You're gonna start seeing some stuff. It's gonna trip you out.
And have you noticed that our skies have been so clear and the clouds have have been so beautiful?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
that's again, I mean, strange. I hadn't seen clouds like that in a while.
Yep.
I was so excited to see them.
Yeah.
Clean,
Mhm.
everything's so much cleaner.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. Um. Let's see what else. Any other UFO sightings? Nothing. Want to say hello to everybody again. Thank you for coming. If you guys can share
Yes,
out the stream,
hello to
share it out.
everyone. Hello, thank you for joining us. I mean, I know it's been a while and it's not always easy to get together and have these little powwows. Just just talk to one another and not really. I mean, we tend not to jump to conclusions right away. We like to get every possible angle on a situation or an encounter that we make um, a say.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean there's stuff going on. So you want to
of
head into
course.
the ranch? You want to talk about the ranch?
Yeah, let's dig into the ranch.
Okay.
That
So
one's the crazy one.
okay. So just again, all this stuff happened before the quarantine, guys. Okay. So we were. I mean, I want to say it was active. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. Um, the ranch where I used to live, which with the haunted houses, I talked about that. Um, my dad, they have a shop there, right, at that ranch where the haunted houses, where he works. They have a shop. Now, we made a video a couple of weeks back, and it's titled "Strange Whistling." So if you haven't seen it, check it out, please. Um, but well, it all started off with my dad telling me, "Hey, one of my coworkers told me that he heard somebody was whistling at him at the shop." And I go, "Okay." And I asked him, what time was this and all this. I want the details. How did it go down? Well, he said it was around 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody had left the shop, so he was the only one left. But he was getting a piece of equipment from behind the shop. And I go, "Okay." He goes, "Well, he was looking for that equipment. He heard a whistling coming out of the orchard." And he said it wasn't a bird. And he said that, okay, somebody's messing with me. Somebody's still here at the shop. So he was looking around. Nobody was at the shop. The vehicles weren't there. Nobody was around. The shop was closed. The actual shop was closed, locked. So then he goes back to look for that piece of equipment again, and again they're whistling at him. So then it's coming from the orchard. Okay, now if you go see the video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, so then he whistles back. He whistles back, and it responds to him again. So he goes, "Okay, somebody's out here. Somebody's messing with me." So it's probably somebody from the house. So let me. So he ended up walking into the orchard where the whistling was coming from, and he got to the point where he thought it was coming from, and never heard anybody run, never heard anybody make any noise like to get out of the area, or any laughter, like if it was a kid messing with him or anything. Nothing. He didn't find anything. So he ends up telling my dad, and my dad tells us, it's like, "Hey, one of our coworkers heard this." And I go, "All right." So, so then I told Jesus, and I go, "You want to go take a drive out there and just check it out and see if we find anything?" And sure enough, we did, and that's when we made the video. But um, so yeah, that's how it started with that ranch, and then and then we went out and made the video. Right, we found some stuff, right, Jesus?
Breaking up.
I'm breaking up. We found some stuff
Yeah,
out there when we
there you
were
go.
out there. Um, we did. We had some. I was feeling kind of weird when we were out there at certain areas in that orchard. We did experience, a howling, which were coyotes. There was a coyote out there that we actually saw. That was weird because I think in the video, I don't know if you can hear it, but at the beginning of the video, there was a faint whistle. We heard a faint whistle, and then the howling went off. And you'll see it in the video. If you go see the video, you'll see it. And then we would come upon some branches that were snapped. Um, just a little bit of stuff, not a lot. We didn't find a lot of stuff, but there was some stuff that we found. But anything like legit, like it's a print, it's actual print. No, we didn't see anything.
But
Um,
we did come across some strange scratches on the ground. It
yeah,
was
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
we we initially thought it could have been chickens because there are some chickens in the neighboring house. But we after like getting close and looking at how the chickens were leaving their scratches on the floor, the scratches that we found were different. It it almost looked like a trail of scratches to the other end of the avenue from that. So we found that to be very strange. Again, we can't say definitively if that's what it was. If it was a chicken, if it was something else leaving those trails of.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't tell because they do have dogs out there, but I don't know. I can't tell. I couldn't tell. Um,
Yeah, it was a
so then,
trail leading all the way out.
yeah. hmm But then again, they had dogs, so we can't. It's like
Yeah,
it's 50-50. I don't. So that happened right that week, and then a few days later, my dad ends up calling me, and this happened on a Saturday night. Um, there's another house that's close to the shop, and it's one of his coworkers that lives in that little house, and his wife went out in the evening around 9:30 at night to go and see if her son had come in. She wanted to see if his car was in the driveway because she had heard something, and my dad's telling me that she saw this big black person. She said it was a big black person in the back, like a big man, but it was dark, 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 and it was huge, like tall, and it was in back of the shop. It was in back of the shop, and now that's the second time I'm hearing that because her husband, like 5, 6 years ago, her husband and her son, they saw the exact same thing, but in the avenue behind the shop. And I talked about that when I'm with Bigfoot Odyssey. I talked about that a little bit. And so now the wife's seen it, and when she saw it, she said it was big, it was huge, and it was carrying something blue, the color blue. And that, when my dad said it was blue, I've heard other, Sasquatch researchers go that talk about the color blue, that they're attracted to color blue. Now, I'm not saying it's Bigfoot, but that just struck a chord with me with the color blue when she said the color blue, that it was carrying something blue, and it was walking away from the shop when she saw it, but then it noticed her, but she couldn't see the face, but it stopped. She can see the outline of it, and she said it stopped, and they were both looking at each other, and she was getting freaked out, and she was backing up to the house, and then she said that this thing ended up backing up real slow into the orchards until it disappeared. But the dogs, they have like two dogs. The dogs were on the opposite side of the house. They were distracted by something, she said, because they were howling on the other side of the house, and they were nowhere near over here by the shop. But she said that it backed up into the orchard and it disappeared. Never heard a noise, nothing. But yeah, she saw that. So then my dad's telling me that. So that was a couple of days that after we had gone out there. So then again, we went out there, right? We went out there and check again, we look for prints.
Yeah, we went out there.
We went out and checked another area of the ranch because this is a huge orchard. This is big time. It's like almost, I don't know, 2 blocks. You want to say 2 blocks? I mean, I don't. How big would you say that orchard
Yeah,
is?
about
About 2 blocks. And so we went out there again and checked.
uh,
Go ahead.
maybe a couple acres.
Yeah, at least, yeah, yeah. It's a pretty
Yeah.
big ranch. And so we went out there again. We checked. I mean, we found the scratching again, some scratch marks, but um, I don't know, not very much stuff. Um, so that happened, and then the following after that, the second time that next week, my dad was in the at the shop during the day, and he was getting something behind the shop, and something whistled at him. He called me. He's like, "Hey," and my dad doesn't believe any of this stuff. Okay, he doesn't. He does not believe in any of this stuff. He calls me. He's like, "Hey," I go, "Yeah, Dad, what's going on?" He goes, "Hey, I'm here at the shop, and I just heard something whistle at me, and it wasn't a bird. It was a different type of whistle." And I go, "Okay, what do you mean different type? Like a person or like a bird?" He goes, "No, it wasn't a bird, and it wasn't. It's just it was a different whistle. It didn't to him. It didn't seem." He said it didn't seem like a person because the whistle was different. He says when a person whistles, we have different tones in our whistle, and he said this one was like a straight tone. Like it was just weird. He's never heard a type of whistle like that before. So he was telling me all this, like, and I go okay. And I think we ended up going again, but I mean, again, we didn't
W-
see anything. You know,
We did go the last time when
hello, you
we
still there?
explored a different area of the
Oh,
ranch.
there you
Yeah, we explored a different area of the ranch. Just that particular type of scratching, but in between some rows of oranges, we found melons. Were they like wild melons that it
oh,
almost
that's right. Yeah,
it was brought and intentionally left there?
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that was behind the house too. That was like, I want to say about what 50 yards behind the house at least, around 50 yards,
Yeah, about yeah, maybe a little bit more,
a
maybe
little more,
100 yards from the
up to
house.
100 yards. Okay.
Or, yeah, we weren't too close to the house. We're a little bit away from the house. We were almost approaching the other block of baby citrus. I want to say that they are.
Yeah, they're citrus trees. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because we wanted to, make sure that it wasn't a person just being out there at night, walking around and looking for things to steal or whatnot. So we went out there. I mean, we did see like shoe prints. They were very old and they were close to a section of the farm where it could have been like somebody from the house having a little stroll through the back. And I mean, it,
Right.
it had seemed like they had been there for a while.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So that was going on. You know, again, that was all going on within weeks of each other, and just before this quarantine stopped, because we were going. I was going back out there and checking, just keeping an eye, monitoring the area. So that place was active. Now, now you want to switch over to the Kings River?
Yeah, let's yeah.
Okay. So our latest video, which was at the Kings River, um, that was our last video that we did before the quarantine. We experienced, we experienced a lot of stuff that time when we were down by the river. Hey, Alan, Squatch Zone's in the house. Yeah, so hey, Jeff, how's it going? So we experienced a lot of stuff in this last video. I know it was a little long, but dude, we experienced a lot of stuff. There's an EVP in there, and I don't know if you guys picked it up, but there's an EVP in that video. You can clearly hear it. It's not me. It's not Jesus. Um, and yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. So you want to talk a little bit about that, Jesus?
Well, when we were out there, as we're going through the trails, and we're going through certain sections of the river, we had a sense of a feeling that somebody was following us, and it became more apparent when we had a couple get thrown at us, and we
Yes.
just couldn't determine who had done it because we were the only ones there. There was no other people there. I mean, there was a point where there was a boy and his dog, but they were just out going. And I questioned him too, and I said, "Hey, man, were you throwing rocks at us?" He says, "No, I just I'm out here walking my dog, minding my own business." And I said, "All right, well, you know, we went our way and he went his way." But I mean, that rock was thrown with such force
Yeah, you can hear
that
it. The first
you could
one
hear it in the
was,
video.
was twice. The first one you can hear it on your GoPro a little bit, because it was twice that it happened to us. And you can say there's homeless out there. Yes, I know there's homeless out there, but there is no evidence. There's no trash.
No,
There's no evidence where we were at. There's nothing. There's no trash, and you would be able to hear them moving in the brush because it's loud. You can hear it. You can hear it in the video. So, you know, there was no homeless out there. I'm telling you, where we were at, there was no homeless. But yeah, the second time we heard that rock, that one was loud. You can hear that.
yes, and as we make our way through, you know, to where specific area that we want to go, we come across some very strange footprints. I want to say bare, like bare feet walking on sand, and to us it doesn't make any sense. Reason being, there's a lot of debris that could potentially hurt you being out there barefooted. And I mean, it just didn't make any sense as to why a person would walk barefoot in that section of the river where they could potentially, cut themselves. And it's kind of hard to leave that area to get a first aid because you gotta climb, you gotta, you know, put in a lot of force to yourself back there to get far if you needed to.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, those prints were small to say it was somebody young or
Mhm.
something young.
Yeah. Well, some of those prints, the ones that we saw clearly, yeah, those were small. Um, it could have been a kid, but I mean, there was only what, like three or four of them, and then that was it.
Yeah,
But then the other ones that you can see in the pictures, those were caught off your GoPro because you had it on top of your head, on top of
yeah.
your hat. You had it mounted, and you have a higher advantage. You can see a little bit higher. You can see down, and it actually picked up the prints when I was reviewing the video.
Yeah.
So there's different size footprints out there. Some are big, and some are medium, and then some are small.
And another thing that I'm just remembering too is that we would find prints, and all of a sudden they would dead end. They would stop.
Yeah,
We
and
found
those,
that to be very weird. Like,
yeah, and then the small ones, they weren't. I don't. Do you think they were wide, big, like wider than our foot? We didn't measure it. I know you told me to measure it. I ended up not measuring it because you know, I'm thinking, it's little kids, but you know, I just need to make myself measure these prints, even though I just gotta measure them no matter what, get the measurements, um, because I don't. The little ones to me, they didn't look wider than our foot, but
No, they weren't.
the other
I
ones,
think at one point, I think at one point you even compared it to your foot.
yeah, in the video,
Yeah,
yeah, the smaller ones. But then the other ones that we found that were in a almost looked like a line, but there was one going one direction, there was one going the other direction.
yeah,
Those were pretty
that
wide.
was weird. Yeah,
Those were
those were wider and those were very strange too. Like,
yeah,
why would they have one one print going one way and the other print going the opposite way?
yeah. So
It just
that was
didn't make any sense.
yeah, that was the part where all the like the battery started dying. Just after that, the battery started dying, and we were feeling something was behind us. I think I stopped because I heard something like a snap behind us.
Yeah, we did hear snaps,
Yeah.
and we got into an area where um, you can tell that nobody had been there, but there was a lot of disturbance on the grass. There was a lot of in grass,
Hmm.
and it was just it just had a very very strange vibe in that area there. And I know that when we're up on top from the road looking down, it there's always something that piques our interest when we're looking at that area there.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, when we were back to that location where those prints were, so the I think your GoPro ran out of memory, right? I think
Yes.
your GoPro ran out of memory.
No, I actually ran out of battery.
Okay, battery. Okay. So your GoPro ran out of battery. So then you at that point you said I'm gonna put it in my backpack, right? Okay. So in the video you're gonna put it in my he's gonna put his GoPro in my backpack. I want you guys to go back to that video. At that point, you can hear the zipper of the backpack where he's opening it up, and after the zipper sound, just pay attention, and you'll hear and the straps. It sounds like it's saying and the straps, like and the straps. And I told Jesus, dude, that wasn't me. I want you to listen to this. I'm not going to tell you what it's saying, but listen. So he listened to it, and what do you think?
Yeah, it sounded like somebody saying and the straps. At that point, I don't we weren't using straps for anything, right?
No, and the funny part is I had straps in my backpack. I had straps
Yeah,
in my backpack. But you didn't say it. That's not your voice. That's not my voice. I clearly hear it. You can clearly hear it even if you have headphones. Even without headphones, you can clearly hear it. But it's right
yeah.
after he's putting the his GoPro, under after he unzipped the backpack to put it in, you can hear it. And then you took out the handheld camera and the the battery died.
It was fresh. It was a fresh full battery. We hadn't used it. We hadn't turned it on, but we know it was fully charged because
Hmm.
we had just pulled it off the charger. So as soon as I go to turn it on, it immediately says that the battery is drained. It has no battery. So as soon as it turns on, it turns off.
Yeah, and you can clearly hear it. We're talking about that in the video. And so this is all happening around that little area. So then we end up.
And
Oh, go ahead.
and is that the area where we initially agreed upon to go because we noticed there was leaner?
Yes. Yeah. We're trying. Yeah, we're trying to get to this certain area, and so we ended up walking because we're trying to get to the certain area where we noticed a lot of leaner and some it looked like a structure that we're trying to get to. But I mean, if you guys end up watching that video, put some headphones on, and you can after that after we left that little area, I can hear like chattering, like when we're talking, I can hear chattering. I can't make out words, but it sounds like somebody's talking like behind us or with us. But then I hear like a faint, let's go, like let's go, but really quick. There's some stuff in there, and I don't know. So we end up getting to this other where the structure's at that A structure. Remember that we get to
Yeah.
the A structure. So then I'm taking video, and Jesus is observing the area, and I get this like feeling like something was watching me big time from across the river, and and I just ended up taking what caught my eye was this tree next to the structure across the river, and there was this black. It was just black, like in between the trees and on the side of the tree. It was just really dark, and I don't know for some reason I got this sense that something was watching, so I ended up taking pictures. I took a series of pictures back to back, and in those pictures I see stuff. I see something in there. People say there's nothing in there, but I do see stuff in there. I felt something was looking at us. There is something in those trees. You can, if you really look at it, you can make out a face, and then there's something else in the bottom. I mean, I know, Jesus, you saw something. You said like, what did you see?
I saw like a skeleton. I think
Okay,
that's what I saw. Like you could see a skeleton face and in that dark mask.
yeah. And then we heard whistling. Right after that, we heard whistling. Something was whistling. You can clearly hear the whistles. It's not a bird. Uh, you can clearly hear on one point it went like a, and
Yeah, I remember that.
and I don't think well, I don't know. I didn't see a bird out there like a that. I don't know. I don't think it was a bird. And then that lasted for a little
Yeah,
bit.
it was a little different than a bird. It was more human, like
Yeah,
somebody doing that than it's than than to say that it was a bird. It was very different. I think we even discussed that. Like, hey, do you think that was a person or a bird? Like, you know what? It sounded more human like than it did bird like.
yeah, exactly. And you guys need to go check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff happening. We felt a lot of like something was always with us, like a little bit behind us, like it was like
Yeah,
following us throughout that whole time we were there. And we were there, I think, over 2 hours. I think we were there a little bit over 2 hours.
yeah, a little bit over 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty interesting. You got anything?
Yep.
You got anything else you want to talk
If
about?
I got
Yeah,
um, well, I think we got to go out once more and explore some of these hills and do a little more skywalking, get a little bit closer, and see what we can observe and play with our cameras and see what adjustments we can make that we could get better nighttime quality shots. We could, you know, take pictures or videos and have our followers help us out and deciphering what they can possibly be. I mean, again, are they drones? Are they helicopters? Genuine UFOs? I mean, we can't say for certain, but I mean, we could definitely, do something like this where we could have like a little quick discussion and just go over what we find, and hopefully, we could come up with a good theory. Is
yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Again, with this quarantine, everything was off the charts. there was stuff happening. Right now, there's stuff happening
Yeah.
in the skies. You guys need to do the sky watch at your house, whatever, outside your house.
Yep.
Just look up in the sky and you'll start seeing stuff. I'm serious. There's stuff going on in the sky. Yeah. Um, oh, the Pictograph Mountain. Just real quick, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, so again, before the quarantine, this is another area we were going to. Um, we went to go look for tracks because it had just rained, so we were up there looking for tracks, see if there was any prints that we can find. Because the ground is wet and it's moist, so if something's going to leave a track, it's going to leave a print. Um, but we were out there and we ended up leaving a rock stack at one of these area. Um, at a certain area, we left a rock stack, and my dad at the time was taking care of that ranch. And I told him we were out there and that we had left the rock stack. And and this was the next day, and I told him, can you please just go check it? Just and he saw, what are you talking about? Because he doesn't believe in any of this stuff. It's like, well, I just stacked some rocks, Dad. I just stacked some rocks. You'll see them when you get there. I just want you to take a picture. I just want to see how they look. I was okay. So he texts me, oh, I found them. I'm gonna send you the picture. So he sends me the picture. So we stacked I believe it was 3 rocks, right? It was 3.
Yeah. 3 rocks.
And there was a quartz one on top, right? A little quartz rock on
Yeah.
top. So he sends me the picture, and all there is the base and the two top. It was a granite. This is all granite rock. There was a small quartz rock on top. So all it was the base, and the 2 other ones were missing. Like, what? So I told my dad, there was 3 rocks, Dad. He was, well, I only see this one. I don't see the other ones. So he takes another picture, and we put them on top of this big boulder. So behind the boulder was the quartz rock and the other rock. They were next to each other. It's like, what? I was tripping out. I told my dad, we had stacked them. I don't know, maybe a bird moved them or a squirrel. And I was like, I don't know. So we ended up going, I think the next day or like, I don't know if we went that same day. I can't remember. But we went back. I went back with Jose, the other guy of the group, and my cousin. I went back with him, and we stacked it again, but we added another rock. So now there's 4 rocks. So and we left that little. It was the quartz. It was the base. It was all granite, right? The base, the big rock, a medium-sized one, and then we put the quartz in the middle of that one, and then we put a small rock of granite on the top of that one. So now there's 4. Left it like that. Told my dad, I go, Dad, we did it again. Tomorrow, check it, see what it looks like. Oh, okay. So I get a text around noon. They go, here's the picture. I'm sending you the picture of the rocks. So now he sends me the picture, and I got the base rock, and I got the second one, but the quartz rock and the one and the other granite that we left on top, the little small granite rock, those were inside a hole next to the boulder. The quartz rock, you can see it in the picture. And my dad told me that he picked up the little quartz rock and that was in the hole, and the smaller one that was on the top was inside the hole, underneath the quartz rock. So they were both in the hole. Now, um, so you're telling me that they both fell in that hole? They both went down. They both fell off the big stack, and they both fell inside that little hole. So I go, no, there's something going. There's something else going on because I don't think those 2 rocks would have fell. There's a possibility, yes, there is, but it's a highly possible. It's just I don't see it. I don't see both of them falling in the hole, and then the top one first, and then the second one. I don't know. I don't see it. So that was going on over there. We wanted to get back there, and then all this stuff happened. So because we wanted to go out there and leave a trail cam and leave the stack again because something's messing with that rock stack.
Yeah.
trail camp, but now I can't go. So hopefully once this is over, we got stuff to do. We got places to go. Hopefully we can capture something.
I know we were informed of another good place to go and explore up there in the foothills.
Yeah, yeah, we need to go up there. Man. I haven't. What does it say here? I'm reading the chat here. Oh, the light in Australia. Light in Australia, yeah. Madoff was mentioning that. The skies are super clear without the planes. Yes. Hello, Barb. We are seeing Black Hawk choppers by our house. We've been hearing a lot of military jets. Sometimes some helicopters, but I think they're the hospital, they're the medical evac. But I've been hearing military jets. We do have a fighter wing, National Guard National Guard in Fresno, so we hear those. But um, other than that, I mean, I haven't really. We've seen commercial planes at night, but during the day, there's no more. There's very little in the day. Very little.
Yeah, very very little.
Yeah.
Not as many as there was before.
Right. Right. So, well, I'm gonna thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for joining us on our chat. Hopefully, we can do it again pretty soon.
Oh,
I hope
yep.
the StreamYard worked for you guys. This is the first time we're using it, StreamYard. Um, hopefully, next time we'll have somebody with us, a guest. We'll see. But thank you again. Thanks, Jesus, for coming on.
No, thank you for inviting me.
And all right, you got anything else, Jesus?
No, I mean, the only thing I can say is just keep an eye out for the sky and see what we can, what else is out there. What is it that we're missing that you guys are experiencing, and hopefully, we could again do something like this to get together and discuss what's going on up in the sky, and hopefully, we could come to the bottom of it and have some fun, get our minds off of everyday issues, and talk a little bit about UFOs and not necessarily conspiracies, but cryptids and what's causing those cryptids to jump through um, portals or energy fields. I know you sent me a video on a researcher that is witnessing bent trees or twisted trees, and that's something that both you and I have came across, and we just didn't understand. And now, with other researchers putting out their theories as to what they think is causing it, it's opening our mind to possible theories of energy fields close or nearby those twisted trees. So, I mean, again, um, feel
Yeah,
free to Javier, shoot him an email with theories or questions that you might have for us, and I mean, we'll get them answered as best as we can.
exactly. Yeah, just shoot us over an email if you have any questions at cryptid559@gmail.com. Yeah, if you have any questions, we'll answer them. If you know somebody that will enjoy our channel, have them come over and subscribe to our channel, and we have some videos up there. Um, Again, thank you everybody for coming, and hopefully we'll see you guys again soon. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Watch the skies, guys. Watch the skies.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you.
All right. See you guys.